live off dividends and never work again. It's one of the most repeated promises in personal finance. And it's not a scam, it's real math. The problem is that the number almost nobody tells you upfront is far larger than the fantasy suggests. So let's do the actual arithmetic with today's real yields and find out exactly how much you'd need and what the honest catch is. Start with the mechanism, because it's simple. A dividend is a slice of a company's profit paid out to shareholders, usually every quarter. Living off dividends means owning enough shares that those payments cover your bills without selling a single share. Your portfolio becomes the goose, the dividends are the eggs. The single number that decides everything is the dividend yield, the annual dividend divided by the price you paid. A 3% yield means $100,000 invested pays you $3,000 a year. Flip that equation around, and you can solve for the only question that matters: how big does the goose have to be? Here's the formula. Portfolio needed equals your annual expenses divided by the yield. Say you want $40,000 a year to live on. At a 3% yield, you divide 40,000 by 0.03, that's about $1.33 million. Want the full number people quote for a comfortable income, $60,000 a year? At 3%, that's $2 million. This is where the fantasy meets the spreadsheet. And the yield you assume changes the answer dramatically, which is exactly where most online advice quietly cheats. Because here's the part the hype leaves out. The S&P 500, the default the market, currently yields only about 1%. Near a historic low. At that yield, generating $40,000 a year would require roughly $4 million. So the influencers reach for higher yielding options. A popular dividend ETF like SCHD yields a bit over 3% today. Some high-yield funds advertise 7, 8, even 9%. And that's the trap. A yield that looks too good usually is. Extreme yields often signal a falling share price or a payout the company can't sustain, what analysts call a value trap. Chase the highest number on the screen, and you can watch both your income and your capital shrink at the same time. There are 3 more catches worth stating plainly. First, tax. Dividends are taxable in most accounts, so your real spending money is less than the headline figure. Second, inflation. $40,000 today buys less in 20 years, so a static dividend income quietly loses ground unless the payouts grow. And third, concentration risk. Reaching for yield often means piling into a handful of sectors, which is the opposite of safe. This is why many long-term investors don't actually chase living off dividends at all. They favor total return, letting the whole portfolio grow, and selling small pieces as needed, which is often more tax efficient and less fragile than optimizing purely for yield. So what's the realistic takeaway? If you want a durable dividend income without gambling on fragile yields, a sensible planning range is a 2 to 3.5% yield from quality, dividend-growing companies. Run your own number, take your annual expenses and divide by, say, 0.03. 40,000 a year points to roughly 1.3 million. 60,000 points to about 2 million. Those figures aren't meant to discourage you, they're meant to replace a vague dream with a concrete target you can actually build toward, one contribution at a time. Living off dividends is real. But the honest version isn't a shortcut, it's a large number, reached slowly, by people who ignored the flashiest yields on the screen. Know your real target, respect the catches, and you're already ahead of everyone still repeating the fantasy. This is educational, not financial advice. Always do your own research. If the clear version beats the hype for you, subscribe, and we'll keep running the real numbers.